Hello. So apparently I reached my limit on the video length, so I have to make another video. But I'll just upload this next to the other one. So we were talking about the 504 Act, and so basically the Rehabilitation Act of 1973, Section 504, is kind of where we draw a lot of our our ways we go about helping our children with Rett. And I highlighted right here involvement of parents in all processes. We always want to be involving our parents with any decision that we do, whether it's minor or it's major. But with 504s, you can contact the parents afterwards. And upholding dignity, we want to make sure that we are keeping our view of children with Rett high, because I think in the past in our society it's been just a message of the less capable you are of doing something, the less value you have, which is not true at all. So to kind of fight against that recurring thought process, we wanna be, first of all, modeling that dignity and respect to those people and to that person's peers. So that could be included in SEL lessons for gen ed classrooms. And I found that typically younger students have a lot easier time including kids with special needs than kids who are, like, say, middle school age. That's really where it starts to get rough. And then high school, I find that it's just some do include, but so kind of starting that early and keeping a message of respect and dignity just very, very clear. And I don't know if I've seen that in schools yet. So, but I think that's really important. And there are a lot of issues with parents not trusting the schools, which is really sad that the schools are kind of failing to meet that mark. But here's some statistics. In one of the studies that I was reading, I believe it's Lariba Quest at the bottom there, 72 parents in the study reported a safety or medical concern for their daughter at school. 45 of them reported concerns about seizures and breathing difficulties, while 17% were concerned with feeding and diet needs. Concerns of limited communication or no communication and socializing time or bullying was reported by 10% of those parents. So it sounds like it's just we're not meeting the mark for parents. And I know that parents are going to be holding very high expectations for their kids, which absolutely they should. And we need to be able to meet those expectations and bring comfort to the parents that, like, your child is going to be safe here and your child is going to learn and just be growing. So, because that's our job. That is what we're supposed to do. And yeah, I think it can be easy to be frustrated and kind of burn out. So we also want to be supporting those teachers as much as possible. So administration, and that's a whole nother story that I will not get into. So when we talk about AAC Act or tech, remember AAC is augmentative or alternative communication apps. So this website, I'm going to click on it. I hope you guys can see this. Proloco to Go is an app that is really good for, you see kids with Down syndrome and kids with autism using this. So if we can get children with Rett to use this, I think this could really expand vocabulary, and it wouldn't just be kind of like a leaning, like yes, no, or so if we can get kids to be able to do stuff like this would be really, really important, because we want them to have a wide vocabulary, because, you can't just say your thoughts with saying yes and no. And then I think this would honestly give us a little bit more insight to what's going on in the brain of children with Rett, because there's not as much research as there could be. So, but yeah, I'm so thankful for this right here. totally proves that research is beneficial and it's helping. So how do I, oh my gosh, how old am I? Oh, Lord have mercy. There we go. So yeah, that's just some examples of AAC Tech. So some of our key findings, this is the conclusion. Yeah, finding the right communication program is going to be probably the biggest challenge and the biggest, like most impactful, long-lasting thing that we're going to be doing. So, and we also want to maintain our parent and teacher relationships. So keeping that relationship bright and not tainted, because I know that it can be easy for teachers to not trust the parents at home and parents to not trust the teachers, and teachers should be proving their trust to the parents. But we don't want to be spiteful to the parents, because I know that's really easy to do. If you have a parent who's advocating, it can come across as very like mean and angry, but really, I mean, they're just used to that. Like, parents are going to be advocating for their kids all their lives, and they're going to be tired. So we just got to give them a little bit of grace and a little bit of like comfort in knowing like your child is going to be okay here. So yeah, we just want to keep that as good as possible, and that includes involving them in every decision and every new thing that happens, every success and every failure. So just keeping them in constant communication. So yeah, we want to have research completely, like, that's one of the biggest things here also. I should have put that down in key findings. We want research to be continuing and be looking at new research. So for teachers, that includes professional development. We want to be, even if it's not like a professional development day, we want to keep learning and keep educating ourselves about Rett syndrome, because there's going to be new things that come out in the next year probably, or 10 years or 50. So there's just always going to be something new, and we might not hear it during a school PD day. We want to be on top of that. And then for parents, if there's ever a parent that could be watching this, probably not. But what I would tell the parent is to just keep advocating for your kid. And although it's tiring, like, the teacher's job is to cater to your child. So you just got to keep bringing it up. And I know it can be tiring, and I know it can be a lot, but I mean, it's going to be so beneficial for your child. Yeah, and to those parents who do that, it's all the thanks to you for keeping our children safe emotionally and educationally. So yeah, for teachers, we want to be, for the role of teachers, which should be in here, for teachers' assistants, we want to be vigilant about keeping the child safe and protected and comfortable, and supported enough to be learning what they should be learning. Because, I mean, if you have a kid who doesn't feel supported and they don't have a reason to learn, they're not going to learn. So that's our job. And here is a list of my references. I had references at the bottom of every slide, so if you need to kind of look something over, yeah. So anyway, that is my video about Rett syndrome. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.